Hello everyone, Squee913 here, and welcome to my XCOM Season 2 roleplay roll call, or casting call. This video is going to be an informational video for all of those who are interested in actually taking part of the Season 2 of the XCOM roleplay. It's going to be a very extensive video. I'm going to get the basic details out there first, and then I'm going to go into all the customization options. So, first and foremost, let me explain what this is. XCOM, and this is XCOM Enemy Within, we will be doing the expansion pack for Season 2. XCOM is a tactical squad-based shooter with a lot of strategy elements. Basically, it's got a whole lot to this game. If you've never heard of XCOM before, you're basically defending the Earth against an alien invasion. And it is a very difficult, very fun, and very interesting game. And the best part about this game is that it allows you to customize all of your soldiers. You can give them names, you can give them colors, equipment, face types, everything. And when they die, they're dead. So you get very attached to these soldiers, and then you lose some of them, and it feels horrible. In that good way. And the thing with this, the ability that we can do with this, and we did it for XCOM Season 1, and there's a lot of other people out there that do really good jobs with this too. Christopher Odd is another one who does really good XCOM roleplays, is I get you guys, the viewers, involved. I basically give you guys soldiers, and then on my forums, in threads specifically designed for them, you roleplay that soldier. You create journal entries for them, after action reports. You interact with other people that are other soldiers in the forums. And by doing this, you give each of these soldiers life. You give them stories, you give them personality, you give them so much more than just the game alone gives them. And that way, when we see their exploits, when they do really courageous stuff, you cheer for them more, and when they die, you feel so much more for that death. And of course, that helps the roleplay, because the other surviving soldiers can roleplay how they feel about their friend's death, etc., etc. And then when people who are watching this Let's Play watch it, they watch this in conjunction with all those journal entries and interactions you wrote, and they get a much better experience. We did this for Season 1. It was fantastic. I absolutely loved it, and I'm going to be doing it again very soon. And this video is a casting call. It's basically, I'm looking for new soldiers, people to be soldiers. There are several rules and expectations, though, that if you want to be a soldier, you're going to have to go through. And basically, first and foremost, you have to understand that your soldier could die. And there's a good chance your soldier could die. This is my first playthrough of Enemy Within. I'm not even fully through the game yet, and I've already lost like 10 people. People die in this game, and you have to be willing to accept that and not be a sore loser about it. And people will die because I make mistakes. I do my best. I really do. And if you watch Season 1, you'll find that I was actually pretty good at keeping everyone alive. But I make mistakes. Everyone does. And the first and biggest rule, if you want to be a soldier, is if your character dies, don't be a dick about it. Okay? That's the biggest rule. I don't want someone going, "Oh my God, Squee, you killed me because you didn't do it." Yes, I know. I'm sorry, but you know, you knew this going in. So as long as we got that clear, we'll be fine. Now, I will state, I will never purposely get someone killed. I will never do it just to do it. I mean, I may do it for have one person save another or whatever if the situation calls for it, but I will never be silly or foolish with your troops just to get you killed. The second requirement, if you want to be a soldier in Season 2 of XCOM, is you have to be willing to commit to the roleplay. In other words, I am looking for people who are willing to actually roleplay their character. Last season, we would have people who would be a soldier, they'd throw up one journal entry, and then you'd never see them again in the forums. And while I don't begrudge anyone for that, everyone has their lives, that's fine, that doesn't make for the best viewing experience for the viewers. See, you have to realize, if you're going to be a soldier, you're not just doing this for yourself. You're putting on a play of sorts for the viewers of YouTube. You are putting on a show. It's not just for your pleasure. It is for your pleasure. You should definitely have fun doing it, but you have to remember that there's other people who are enjoying this. So I want people who are really committed to the roleplay. I want, basically, if you want to be a soldier during this XCOM roleplay Let's Play. You have to be willing to participate on the forums at least once a week. Maybe do a journal entry, maybe just do an interaction with other people in the mess hall, something where your soldier is active and you are role-playing your character on a regular basis for several months, because this Let's Play will take several months. If you're willing to do that, if that seems fun. And I'm not saying it has to be religious, you know, religiously you have to do it. You can get sick, you might miss a week, you might have a really bad time and miss 3 weeks. I understand that, that's fine. What I'm looking for is the commitment is there. You are willing to do this roleplay. If that's there, we can work through everything else. I just want to make sure that we don't get people who put one entry and you never see them again. So that's the second condition. You have to be willing to do the roleplay. And I will go into more detail about the roleplays later, but they're fairly simple. There'll be 2 threads on the forums for you. There'll be journal entries and after action reports, which is where you post journal entries. And these are just like you're writing letters to home, you're writing in your journal. It could even just be personal thoughts, but it's just you. And then there's the interaction thread, which usually takes place in the mess hall or wherever. You can take place anywhere on the base. And you basically, chat with other soldiers. You say something, then they post something back in response, and you post something. I'm going to encourage something this season that I did not encourage last season, which is collaborative efforts. When I'll go ahead and add this into the video, I think, but basically when I was role-playing the commander, wanted to do some sort of complex role-playing, what I would do is I would get the character that I wanted to role-play with. I would write out a script of the conversation. I would write the whole script out. What I said, what she said, what he said, whatnot. And then I would send the script over to them and I would say, this is what I want to do. I want you okay. I want you to make sure that this is the way your character would really behave and what they would really say. Change something if you feel something needs to be changed. And when we're both okay with this conversation, we post it on the thread. And you can get a much more complex role play instead of I say something and then I wait for you to post something and then I wait for me to post something. You can get an actual good conversation, and I'm going to encourage this a lot in season 2. I want you to get with your fellow role players and say, look, here's a conversation I was thinking of having, let's work on this together, and once we're done, we'll post it. Okay? But like I said, I can get into more detail on that later. I'm losing my I need to drink something. So, the 2 conditions I've covered so far. Don't be a dick if your character dies, and you have to be willing to commit to the roleplay. I am planning a lot of things for this season 2 that are going to be different from season 1. I'm going to go a lot more into the roleplay of even my character as the commander. I'm going to go into a lot more story elements of this. I got some really cool things planned for the season, and I need you guys to be able to contribute as well. So the conditions are, like I said, you have to be willing to commit to the roleplay. Don't be a dick about your character dying. Be a good role player. And what I mean by that is you don't have to be good at writing, you don't have to be an expert role player, you don't have to have role played anything before. I just mean be courteous. If your character is a bit of a dick or kind of rude or whatnot, that's fine, as long as you make it very clear it's part of the role play. Don't insult anyone's feelings, don't be mean, etc., within the limit, outside the limits of the role play. Got it? Okay. Alright. I stopped to get a drink. Here's how the roleplay selection process is going to work. If you are interested, if you can commit to this roleplay and you want to be a part of it, and again, I don't want to scare anyone away. You don't have to be an excellent role player. If you've never roleplayed anything before, I don't care. What I'm looking for is the drive, the ambition, the will to do it. We can help you with the actual roleplay. There are tons of really talented people in the forums that are really good at it. I can help you. If you've never done it before and you're unsure, but you really want to be a part of this, all I want is that. If you've got that, we can work with everything else. So I don't want to scare anyone away. We can turn you into a good role player. That's not a problem. If you want to be a part of this, and if you have the time and the will to commit to this, there's going to be a special thread in the forums that will be in the description of this video. You will go there, And all you are going to post so far, right now, is this. You are going to post that, yes, you want to participate, and please put me in the random drawing. That's all you got to do. With the one exceptions. There's a few more conditions I forgot to add. If you're a soldier that survived Season 1, you're one of the soldiers I wrote an epilogue for, you can still participate, but you are going to have lower priority than people who didn't. In other words, I'm going to go through all the people who didn't play first, and then I'm going to get to you guys. So, more likely than not, you're not going to be able to partake in this. But, hey, who knows? Throw your name in there. You never know. Maybe I won't have enough people. Maybe people will drop out. Maybe so many people will die. Whatever. So if you had an epilogue written after you, go ahead and you want to participate in Season 2, go ahead and post. But in your post include that I was a soldier that survived Season 1. Okay? And please, come on guys, let's be honest here. I don't want to have to go through what'll happen if you try and lie. And I don't think anyone here in this community, we are a really good, honest, friendly community. So I don't think that'll be a problem. But just post that, yes, I was a soldier in Season 1, I survived. Remember, if you survived, if I wrote an epilogue about you, if I didn't write an epilogue about you, you are welcome to try and participate in Season 2, because if you died, most of the people who died only got 1 or 2 missions. So I'm fine giving them a second chance to actually roleplay their character better. If you were one of the people like Dr. Valen or the mechanic or the janitor or whatnot, I don't know if I'm going to have those again this season, but if you were one of those last season, you're more than willing to, more than welcome to participate as a soldier for Season 2, because you didn't really get, you got to roleplay a little bit, but you weren't a soldier, and that was like, you know, the bread and butter. So, you are more than welcome to submit one as well. Okay, so those are the things. If you wrote an epilogue, if I wrote an epilogue about your character, and you got, most of you know who you are, if you survived Season 1, and British guy, I guess I have to say British guy, technically he didn't survive, but I did write an epilogue about him, so I guess that counts. You go ahead and put it in there, but understand that you will have lower priority. What's going to happen is, everyone who wants to participate will, like I said, post, yes, I want to participate, and that's it. That's all you need to post, for now. I promise you there's a reason for that. The reason for that is I don't want you guys writing your bios yet and coming up with your names and all that yet, because I don't want you doing that until you know who you are. You can write a much better backstory that way. We would have, like in Season 1, we had people that came up with, my character is Japanese and this, and then, oh, well, you're actual soldiers from Egypt. Well, he's Japanese that grew up in Egypt. I mean, they worked with it. It was great. But it's much better just to wait to make your character bio until I give you who your soldier is. So here's what's going to happen. I'm going to give you guys about a week or two to post, yes, I want to partake in this. And I'll have another thread too. We can just go talk and get excited and talk about that. But in this thread, you'll post, yes, I want to participate. After a week or two, I will take all the people who want to participate and I will randomly draw names. And those will be the soldiers, and we'll just basically go down that list. Oh, also, when you post, post yes, you want to be a part of it, and preference for male or female. And put both if you don't care. But I mean, either way, put a preference unless you really don't care. It doesn't, excuse me, it doesn't mean that if you say girl and there's no girl available, you won't go. I'm just going to try and match you up as best I can. If you say, I'm a girl, I would like to be a girl, but I don't mind being a guy, I will look for a girl first, and then if I can't find one, then I'll make you a male. Alright? Or vice versa. Or, you know what? You know what? You could be a girl who wants to roleplay a male character, or a guy who wants to roleplay a girl. That's fine too. I don't care. Just put your preference, and I will do my best to match you guys up. If you say, I only want to be a guy or only want to be a girl, then I will, of course, you know, respect your wishes and just understand that if there's not one available, then you'll have to wait. And what I will do is I'll take about 28, 30 names, whatnot, and we will basically make that list, and I will go down the list and assign. You start off with 12 soldiers. I will assign those 12 soldiers to the first 12 people on the list. Okay? And then once I assign those people to you, I will come up with a new video and say, look, everyone, here's the people that were chosen. Here's the list of people that were chosen. Here's the first 12. Start making your bios. This is what nationality you're from. This is your character's gender, etc., etc. Start making your bios then. That way you can make a much more intricate backstory for your character. Okay? Now, I know a lot of you have already written bios and have what you want to do. There's one thing I need to stress. Your character can have any background you want, but there's a few things. One, they have to have a real name, a first name and a last name that's realistic. Last season we had like Cold Z and just all sorts of crazy nicknames because it was people's YouTube screen names. This season, we're going to have real names, and the nickname will be whatever your YouTube nickname is, if you want it to be. But I want to have, like, Jessica Fredericks or Jake Fondue, whatever. I want actual names because it helps us relate better. It makes them feel like they're actual characters more. All right? Everyone got that? And the other requirement for your bios, like I said, you don't have to quite worry about that yet, but is this. You can have all the training in the world, be very highly trained from whatever nationality you come from, but you have 0 combat experience. No one on this list of all the people I'm going to choose has any real combat experience. You have never actually been in any sort of combat, any sort of police action, any sort of violence. You have all the training in the world, but no combat experience. It sounds crazy for a lot of people, but there is a reason for this that will be made clear in episode 1. It's one of the kind of the cool things I'm adding to this, which I hope you guys will enjoy. But so when you write your character bio, make sure to remember they can have all the training in the world. They can be the most highly trained Navy SEAL, blah, 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 but they have never been in battle. No one in the XCOM facility, as far as soldiers, will have any combat experience, okay? So, you can start thinking about your bio, but like I said, first you have to be picked, second you have to know what your soldier is. So I will choose the first 12 soldiers, and then I will let everyone know else, who's next on the list. This is also the list of people that will be replacing these 12 soldiers as they die. Only the 12 soldiers will be able to roleplay at first. If you're on that list waiting for a soldier, basically you don't get to roleplay until you get a soldier. Then you can start doing journal entries and posting on the roleplay forum and all that stuff. And that's just the way it's got to be, otherwise it gets way too cluttered. So like I said, right now what you need to do is go to the forum, post, yes, I'm willing, and I want to be a guy or a girl. And that's all you need to do for now. Then I'm going to start episode 1 and start recording it in a few weeks. Once I get all 12 soldiers, I will assign them to the names, and then I will put up a separate video before the LP starts saying, these are the people selected, here are your soldiers, make your backstories. Okay? And at that point in time, I'm going to in that video, when I say, hey, these are your soldiers, make your backstories, I'm also going to show you all the customization options for your soldiers. I'm going to give you a brief example right here. You can change first name, last name, nickname. Once they become a sergeant, you can change their nickname. Everyone's going to have an English voice. The reason for this seems a little weird. People, I mean, they do have different languages, and a lot of people like using them. But to me, it doesn't make sense in a military setting. Yes, it's a multi-international force, but anyone who is joined together in a multi-international force can speak the same language to at least a good enough degree to understand orders. It's kind of my military thing. You're not going to have a bunch of soldiers on a battlefield who all speak different languages. It's incredibly inefficient, and it would not happen. No one in the military would do that. Plus, you wouldn't be able to roleplay with the other soldiers, so everyone's going to speak English. You can choose your voice. Yes, Commander. Got it covered. I'll let you choose your voice. I will let you choose your head, like if you want to wear a helmet. If you don't want to wear a helmet, I'll let you choose your hair, what kind of headgear you've got, what your face looks like. Now, I'm not going to say, okay, you can choose head 7 or whatnot. I'm just going to say, give me a general appearance of what you want from your character. I want him to be African American with short hair. I want him to be white with blonde hair, whatever. I'm going to let you guys choose all that, and then I'll let you choose if you want a helmet or headgear or whatnot, or what color you want your armor to be. I was going to do greens are heavies, reds are assaults, blah, blah. No, but I think, no, you get to choose what color you want. That makes it more your own character. So, and what I'll do is I'll literally go through, this is armor 25, this is armor 26, this is armor 27. It'll be rather boring, but it'll let you choose your exact armors that you want, okay? So, but we'll worry about that once we get the first 12 soldiers assigned. Your job right now is to go to the forum, in the description below and link, yes, I am interested in taking part in this role play. That's all you've got to do. All right? So, in a few weeks, I will have another video come out that will have the list of the people who are participating and the 12 first soldiers so that they can start getting ready for this. All right? So, until then, everyone, ta-ta, and I am looking forward to Season 2. I hope you guys are too, and I will see you later.